houses. Sounds really good.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Another Wednesday, third Wednesday of the year. And thanks everyone for jumping on. It's going to be another fun show talking about all things film photography with our friend Vitalli here. Vitalli works at Downtown Camera, and last year we did a couple of things with Vitalli and some of the other staff about film. So I figured no one's more passionate about film photography than Vitalli, so I figured he'd be perfect to talk things about film. And if Jason's in the comments, Jason Foley's also passionate about film, so I'm sure you guys can become best friends pretty quickly. So yeah, thanks Vitalli for doing this. I know that you're busy, lots of stuff going on, and really appreciate you spending the time and giving us some knowledge about how to get into film, how to have fun with film, how to get better with film, because film photography is pretty hard. So big thanks, man. And yeah, if this is your first time jumping on this show, Bryan and Evans, and obviously me, because you're on my channel, we all have YouTube channels and we all do things photography. And hey, Roy's also into film too.
Yeah, Roy's a film guy too.
Roy's also a film dude, so I mean, Roy and Vitalli can become best friends also. And yeah, this is your first time watching us. We do things on our YouTube stuff. I'll let Bryan speak about his stuff, but yeah, I do vlogs, I do small business interviews, documentaries, and all kinds of other wacky stuff. So if you don't know my channel, check it out. All the stuff's below you because you're on the channel. So yeah, thanks again for jumping on. I'll give it to Mr. McGowan for a little, who are you and what do you do?
What's up? My name is Bryan McGowan. I am a photographer and videographer based out of Brampton, Ontario. And my YouTube channel is all about ghost hunting. It's fun.
There's one behind you. Are you also at work again?
I am, yeah.
Oh, you're home. Are you at work?
Yeah, this is going to be my spot for the next little while. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Kim.
Kids got class late on Wednesdays, so.
Okay. Gotcha.
So I am staying here so that I can still do the show and have fun. And excited to hear about film. So, yeah. Because I don't shoot film. And if Jason is watching, I know he actually just got into large format stuff too. So
yeah.
But should be fun.
Awesome. So my name is Evans, based in Brampton, Ontario as well. I'm a weddings and events photographer, portraits photographer. I shoot everything else for fun. I still have a couple of film cameras behind me, but I haven't shot film in, I don't remember how long. So it's interesting to have Vitalli here to see if I can maybe pick it back up again. Awesome. Looking forward to a good show.
100%. So once again, big thanks, Vitalli. Why don't you give us a little bit about who are you?
I'm Vitalli. I'm a photographer. Mainly I'm working at Downtown Camera, but my passion is photography. I shoot film. As you guys already mentioned, which is actually makes it much more interesting for me because I did shoot digital for some time and I decided to switch to film. And as a photography style, I prefer street photography mostly. Sometimes portraits, but mostly it's black and white and street.
Black and white and street, yeah, that's great, man.
So, why film photography? Just because?
Yeah, what do you like? What is it about film over digital that kind of pulled you over to film? What's kind of the main draw for you?
Usually, I would say the feel of it, but actually, it's not true. So you cannot compare really digital and film. Yeah. Digital gives you much more opportunities. You can always preview the photo, where with film you have this camera in your hands and you're standing on one spot for minutes, for half an hour to an hour to catch this one perfect moment when you just press the shutter button and you have the photo. The feeling of the waiting, that's what in film is just amazing.
The waiting to see your film developed. Is that what you mean? Waiting to actually capture the moment.
waiting to capture the moment, because whenever you start film, at some point when you feel it's on your pocket, this film is very expensive pleasure to buy. Nowadays, even prices are going up, and it's kind of disappointing, but still. It is quite pricey, and at some point after you shot like few rolls of film, you develop few rolls of film, you can feel the pressure on your pocket, and you're starting evaluating every single frame a little bit more. And when you're buying this small tiny roll of film, you can see like 36 frames. Then you want to think and plan for every single frame that you have.
Yeah, it really makes you pay attention to like what you're shooting. You just can't be shooting like 100 shots of the CN Tower. You got to be really picky.
Yeah, one shot per scenery, or maximum two whenever something changes really fast. But then, it's kind of takes some patience. You gotta have some patience.
100%. Roy's a big film guy, so he's just 35mm film cameras and lenses offer distinct personality. Digital images look all the same. Not many can afford the expense or time. Well put, Roy.
I mean, digital is still good. You can shoot digital the same idea, like one frame per scenery, but with digital you have this option of preview. If you don't like the photo on the preview, you can retake it all the time. But with film, you will leave the place with the thing that you have on your camera.
Yeah, it also forces you to really understand your camera and how it works, right? Like you really have to understand like the basics of, the exposure triangle, because you can't,
not just camera, because camera is just a gear. The location itself is worth the same attention. If the light is perfect for some film is more light sensitive, some film is less light sensitive. So you have to think about different things like light, then shadows, then the temperature also affects the shot on the film. If it's like -15, -20, your film cannot react really fast. So there are a lot of factors to take into consideration when you're shooting film. But the main is
great point.
Yeah, the main one will be just getting the perfect moment.
Perfect moment. Yeah. So how do you do that? It's just matter of like finding the spot, like finding your frame and just waiting for that moment to come.
Yes. So what I usually do, I just almost every single day I'm taking my camera and I'm going for a walk. Whenever I'm passing the spot, I don't know. It can be intersection, it can be building, it can be place in a park, and then I can just have these small, tiny conversation in my head. What do I like about this place? What time of the day is gonna be perfect to have a photo here? When I want to get back here, if the weather is allowing me to take a photo here. And then whenever I'm feeling like, okay, this place is perfect for a morning photo, like on a sunny morning, and someone should be sitting on this bench, I'm just going back there and just waiting for that moment.
Yeah, you're always scouting. Like in your head, you're always scouting. You're always looking for spots and scouting different times, different seasons.
Even when I'm going to work, I'm always like on the look for the spot.
Going to work, lunch break, all the time, man.
Yeah, it's just something you cannot turn off. Once it's getting there, it's getting there.
Which I think is the fun part of photography, just like the challenge of it. Like seeing like with your eye like something that someone else may not see. I think that's pretty cool.
Sometimes you're just passing something that you cannot expect in a million years to happen, and you happen to have your camera with you.
Roy's saying 35mm SLR lasts for decades. Lucky if DSLR lasts 10 years, no issues.
I mean, that's not true. Like SLRs break really easily. Like some of them do last a long time.
Roy, stop throwing them against the wall, and then it should be okay.
Exactly. Because I have a film camera here that just broke and broke very easily. They had the cloth shutter in the back there, and it got stuck one day, and that's it. So either way, it all depends on how well you take care of it.
You never know when your SLR is gonna stop working.
Yeah,
that's an interesting bargain you're paying, because one day you're just taking photos, and then you're going for some kind of important photo shoot, and then your camera is dead.
Yeah, that's probably one of the worst feelings, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's just horrible.
Especially when you're on a paid gig. Yikes. That's why you always need two bodies, right? Just in case one breaks.
I mean, it's easy with digital, but with film, it's even your backup camera can.
You're always at the mercy of your gear, you know. Like you're always at the mercy because nothing is guaranteed 100%. But maybe some advice for people that want to get into like film. Like what's kind of like a relatively well priced camera to buy to get into film.
I mean,
like are there a couple models? Yeah.
Point and shoot camera. So if you're starting to just get into film photography, get yourself a point and shoot camera. That is camera that, just point, click, and you have a photo. But it's gonna give you a feeling of film, like the evaluation of every single frame, as I said before, and then you'll start to see the framing. As much as you're shooting, more experience of shooting, you're getting better frames you're taking.
Okay.
And then like the cheapest, I would say, gonna be like $30-$40, maybe 50. Like Ilford is doing some reusable cameras. There are some Holga cameras and stuff, but they are not very easy to find, but they are still out there.
Okay.
And like eBay is full of used cameras.
Yeah.
Always. eBay is full of point and shoot cameras that you can buy for $10-$15, or you can always come to stores like Downtown Camera to grab tested cameras.
Roy saying 35mm film stocks versus DSLR settings ?
So on your SLR camera, you have just only two options: aperture and shutter speed. Film is making your ISO, and that is something to take in consideration before going to shoot. Yeah. Because everything it depends on the weather condition, depends on the lighting condition. Like you will have to use different ISOs of the film. You cannot change the ISO of your film in the middle of the shoot.
No, you can't.
You'll have like 24 or 36 photos to go through before you can change the roll of film. And sometimes it takes a week for me to go through 36 photos to take.
Right. Sometimes you don't shoot them all in one day. You kind of shoot 5 or 6 or whatever, and then next day you shoot a couple. And
I definitely can go through all film a day. Yeah. But it takes some dedication, like the entire free day to go for a photo walk and to the already pre-scouted locations. Like I can shoot the roll of film a day, but it usually takes a week or even a month.
What's it cost to develop a roll these days, Vitalli?
Like regular, what our store is offering.
Say I picked up a 24 exposure roll of film, and I brought it into Downtown Camera. How much am I going to pay? What am I going to get?
$15.50 for 5 business days.
Okay.
And then it's going to be developed film and
Okay.
your digital files.
Okay.
So no prints, nothing, just developed and digital files. We can also do some prints, if you can see, like we do print photos. And right behind me there is a photo. Like we can print physical photos, and it's actually very interesting to put it in albums. Lots of people are doing that.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah, I mean, for people in the Toronto area, if you're looking to get into film photography, where Vitalli works downtown camera, like they are the leaders for film photography in the city. So they're just on Queen Street. So they're the best camera shop.
Not just city. It's not just in Toronto, because like we have people sending film from all over the country, from BC, from Halifax.
That's great, eh?
Everywhere.
That's amazing.
I cannot agree with people who are saying film is dead. It's definitely not dead.
No, it's definitely not dead.
Oh, no.
No, it's definitely not dead.
Actually, a lot of people getting into film photography right now.
Yeah.
Like,
they're
more
just
and
like
more. Yep.
No, I'm just saying, like, there's just like the whole like romance with it, right? Like the challenge, the patience, like, you know, you're waiting for the film to get developed. There's like a journey there, you know, which I kind of get.
Yeah, like, and younger generations right now are trying to get into film. A lot of people are trying single-use cameras. That's actually a very popular matter right now.
Right.
And a lot of people still need to make their homework before coming and before trying the film itself, because like some very easy things, like what is negative, what is the positive film, what is the difference between color, black and white film photography, and why we cannot develop it at the same moment they're dropping it off. These are questions like people usually have to do their own homework. But yeah, so whenever we're shooting film, we have a roll of film, then it is becoming a negative after we're developing it. And I don't see if you can see it inside, but
put it against the white light there, or the tablet, whatever you had.
Okay, so right over here. No, sorry.
There you go.
You can see.
Yep.
Every photo will become the negative, and then we are scanning it and making it a positive. It's either scanning or, like in my case, I prefer not to scan. I prefer to make myself a darkroom prints itself. It's pretty much print itself.
There you go.
Like complete photo with ready to be mounted on the wall in a frame. And
nice.
It actually makes a lot of. It feels much personal.
Yeah, it's more yours.
Yeah, and like spending this time in the dark room with the red lights, trying to get the perfect exposure. Like if you can see behind me, there is an enlarger there.
Right.
I don't know if it's that visible. Yeah.
Oh, like, go ahead, sir.
Like living in the dark is like complete different film.
That's amazing that it's great that you develop your own stuff. I mean that's like the full process, right? From like A to Z, the full process. It's cool.
Yeah, you gotta know what film you're using. You gotta know like the chemicals you have to purchase, and then you gotta load everything in a developing tank in a complete darkness, or like using a dark bag. So you pretty much have no idea what you're doing. Your hands are doing something in the dark, and like you're loading this reel, putting in a developing tank. Then it takes some time.
Man, I don't know, Brian. I don't know if Jason does his own. Does Jason do his own development?
Yeah, he's got his own dark room.
Right?
in his man cave. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if Jason's in the comments. But,
He's doing film. He's doing medium format. He's doing large format.
Yeah.
He's
crazy.
really getting into it.
Yeah. A full deep dive.
Yeah.
Roy's asking, what's your email?
My email?
You want to broadcast it on the internet, or you want to do it on the side?
I mean, I could. It's better to send me an Instagram request.
Yeah, I put Vitalli. I don't know if you want me to show any of your work off your Instagram account, but I'll put Roy and DM him off IG. I just put the link, and I guess maybe while we were talking about Instagram, quickly kind of go over your account if you want to, like, maybe point out.
Yeah, the majority of these photos are film, and some of them are like paid gigs. So the very last one, it's just last days of the warm weather. But all of these are black and white film, never been touched by Photoshop or any editing. Just as it was scanned and then graded.
I like this one. That's cool.
Yeah, that's actually Chris. He is also working with me at Downtown Camera. We're more like behind the scenes people.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I like that.
Yeah, like sometimes I'm trying new stuff, because like with film, it's kind of impossible to see how Flash will work with film. So I'm testing. Yep.
Your example of like light. Your example of like light and shadows.
Yeah. So even if you'll see like there is a bright highlights and dark shadows, even in shadows, you can see a lot of details.
Yeah, that's cool.
I don't know if you can see on that small screen, but yeah, with film, like that's the beauty of film. You can zoom in as much as you want, and you will see a lot of details over there, if the exposure was correct. But you can always scan in higher resolution.
You can always scan in higher resolution?
Yeah, so for example, in Downtown Camera, we're using just regular scanners, but there is an option of drum scanning. So that is the complete different process where like it's on a rotating tool with like it's wet scanning, and also laser is scanning piece by piece. It takes a lot of time. And so basically after drum scanning, you can do the 35 millimeter film on a billboard size photo. And the quality will be just amazing. You will see all the details and everything.
Oh, nice shot, man.
Awesome. So in terms of exposure, what would be your advice to people who are starting to shoot film? Things to look out for in exposure, because I know with DSLR it's easy to get the perfect exposure, right? What about in the film world? How are you making sure that your exposure is on point?
Get yourself a light meter. Light meter is a lifesaver. Just regular Sekonic, or even your phone can be a perfect light meter. There are apps, free apps like Lux, that you can just point where you're taking photo from, like the scenery and everything, and you'll get the reading and then make a setting on your camera. If you're using the manual mode, you can also use aperture priority mode or anything. Light meter is just game changing. So I'm using the Sekonic 308. It can read flash metering and the ambient light, which is perfect because I'm trying to experiment with a little bit of flash photography.
Roy's asking Codex Tri-X.
Tri-X is a good film.
Yeah.
I prefer Fuji. Acros.
You prefer Fuji? Yeah.
Fuji Acros is very expensive, but it is amazing.
What's the DPI of which? DPI of which?
He asked that when we were talking about blowing up the 35 mil to billboard size.
Right. Got it.
It depends what scanner you're using. I mean, you can scan with Epson's 850 up to, I believe, 12,000 12,000 DPI or even more.
Okay.
And with the drum scanner, you can blow it up much higher. And the limitation is basically the physical grain of your film.
Okay. And so do you have to pay more to get the drum scanner, or is it?
Yeah, it's more like luxury option.
Okay.
It's gonna be like $50 or even more per one frame. So
okay. So you really gotta love the photo.
Yeah, like if you want to make full wall size prints, go for it. Actually, I do have not full, 16 by 20 that I did drum scan, and it just amazing.
Yeah. Okay.
So
you're saying you like Fujifilm?
Yeah.
And what's the reason? Why do you like Fuji?
So the latitude of the photo of the film itself, exposure latitude. So when the difference from the highlights to your shadows is huge, but is covered and shown on your frame. So whenever I have like a lot of different shadows of gray, it's still going to be shown on my photos. That I just love.
It's good, yeah. And then what gear are you using?
I'm using my old EOS 620.
Okay.
It has autofocus lens, which is just lifesaver during street photography.
Yeah.
It actually can take every single Canon EF lens. It's more of the modern camera.
Okay.
And it has like aperture priority mode. Also game changing. But light meter is still very handy. And I'm using the Canon the 540 EZ lens. Flash, and the Sequonic light meter.
Okay, that's great.
Like you don't need a lot of gear to take a lot of photos or good photos.
No. Yeah, that's kind of what we say on this show. It's not. I mean, gear's cool, but you don't really, there's always a question of like, do you need it or do you want it? There's always that question. So
one camera, one lens is completely enough.
Keep it simple, kind of thing.
Yeah, in my case, it's also enlarger.
Right.
That's like one-time purchase, one in a lifetime.
Yeah. Roy showed the Pentax LX.
Is that a medium format? Actually, I'm not really sure. I never heard of LX one. Let's see.
Pentax LX. I think Roy also likes shooting black and white film too. So.
Oh yeah.
You guys may become best friends.
Yeah, Pentax LX is a huge medium format beast.
Yeah.
I tried medium formats.
Yeah.
I love medium format. It gives you a lot of details and photos, and the frames are huge, and you can do a lot of like burning, dodging, printing. But I still will stick with 35mm because cameras are much smaller.
Yeah.
And
it makes
much
sense.
lighter.
Yeah, it makes sense. Are there certain trends right now with film photography? Like, are there trends happening? Are there people doing something specific with film? Because I see a lot of film stuff being posted on Instagram, and I don't know if there's any kind of like trends happening.
Like a lot of people are trying to be more artistic.
Yeah.
Like for example, I did a little bit of collaboration with the singer Ariali Sim.
Okay.
She released a few albums recently on Spotify. So and she wanted a authentic film photography photos for her album covers. I know a lot of people are trying to get the prints for their places to put on walls, and they want specifically film.
Nice.
Because film will not give you pixelation. Film will give you grain, and grain is more pleasant to look at.
Yeah, and Bryan has a saying about grain. Is Bryan?
Do what?
Yeah, said you have a saying about grain. I say only photographers care about grain. Or noise or whatever, you know. Yeah, like if you have your eyes up high, you see all the noise in your photo. Only photographers really care about that. Anyway,
because your client is not gonna pixel peep and zoom into 300% just to see if there's
your
grain.
client won't say that.
I mean, even with the DSLR, sometimes I purposely add grain to some of my images just for the look. So grain is no longer a problem with these things.
Yeah.
And that's why you use diffusion filters on your digital, just to make it softer and more organic looking.
Yep.
Yeah, but like grain feels better. Like when you're looking, it's more pleasant to your eyes, and you can spend much more time looking at the photo.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a great point.
Like I have a photo over here. Like you kind of can see grain on small 8x10 print. I'll get it closer. You can still see grain over here, but when you get it a little bit further away, like it looks completely perfect, organic, and like you can spend like, hours just looking at one photo.
Yeah, it's a great point about grain. So you shot that singer's cover?
There are a few ones I shot for her. The one of the recent albums is Rebirth. So the cover for that one, and I have a few more on my Instagram stories, saved Instagram stories. They're also done specifically for her.
Cool, man. Well, congrats on that. That sounds pretty exciting.
Thank you.
How was the experience overall?
Oh, it's amazing. It's completely amazing to work with other creative person. You never know what she will come up with, or you never know which idea you will have. And it's just a collaboration of two creativities.
Energy, right? Energy. Like the energy of it is cool.
Yeah, the energy
is together.
Energy is all that matters.
Yeah. Energy. So like how did you get the gig? Like you knew her or she knew you or you reached out or how'd you get it?
So it was a while ago. I took the photos of her friends dancing on a sugar beach.
Sugar beach, okay.
You've seen it on my Instagram. The guys the completely black silhouettes of people dancing on the beach. So I took that photo. I posted it. Guys did posted it on their Instagram, and she's like, "Oh, I love the photo. Do you want to take a photo for me?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, I can.
Yeah,
why not?"
Yeah,
it's actually opportunity finds you. Like you're not looking for opportunities. As soon as you're like doing something right that you consider right, like opportunity will find you.
Yeah, it always happens when you're not looking actively. Just like, oh, you want to do this thing? It's like, okay, sure.
Yeah, you're not expecting.
Yeah, it always. I don't know why. It just always happens that way for some reason.
Yeah, you can just talk to the person like first time and then share Instagrams, and they're like, "Oh, I like your photos. Do you do print?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you want some?" And like people are buying photos. People are paying for it.
Yeah. It's also important to like, offer the value too, right? I think we've talked about this in like previous weeks, but making sure that you're letting the person know that there's value to your work, right? Like, not giving away the work for free, but hey, like there's work involved and this is the value of my work. So I think it's always important to like at least let the person know that there's value.
Yeah, like they should know how much effort you're putting.
Yeah. Like I watched someone else speak about working for free. He goes, you can work for free, sure, but make sure that you tell the client that my rate is this, but since I'm doing whatever, I'm giving you 100% discount, just so they know the pricing in their head. So next year when they call you, they know like a ballpark price in your head because you gave them that invoice with like the 100% discount, right?
I mean,
it's kind of like a workaround for free because you're still kind of giving them the price.
With the film photography, it's not working out. Like if you're shooting film, you have to buy film, you have to spend money on developing, you have to spend money on scanning. If they want prints, you have to spend money for printing. So at the end of the day, you'll pay like $50 worth of film developing, scanning, or even more. And then like you're not paying someone to do work for them. So you gotta make some money.
Yeah, exactly. And some people may not even know like all the stuff that goes into like the film process, right? So it's important to let people know like what's actually involved. It's not just a matter of buying the film and all this extra stuff that goes into it. So
yeah, so for example, for me, it takes around an hour to develop one roll of 35 millimeter, like black and white. It takes some chemistry, and chemistry is pretty expensive, as well as the film itself is not cheap. So altogether, it's going to be like your time for shooting, time for developing. There's another hour. Then add all these expenses on the film, and overall, it's going to be quite a big amount of money.
Yeah, and it's all about the person loves your work. They love your work, but they also have to know the value too. So it's great. It's great that you worked with that person. Like, I can work with her again, or do you want to like work with other?
We're still keeping in contact. So I don't know if we'll have an opportunity to shoot again. Maybe, hopefully. But then, yeah, I'm open for any kind of opportunities. Usually, I prefer to sell my prints versus to shoot for someone's order, because with my own prints, I have more creativity, how I see it. But then, working with other people is also great.
100%.
Because, for example, I did this photo like fairly recently. Like, So that is just regular black and white photo, and then next to it, I can put the same photo, but like in a reverse. And like if you'll put two of them in a frame, they're completely identical photos. Like, it's unlimited creativity. You can always do that if you're working like with your own ideas.
Yeah, that's cool. So where can people like I know that you're on Etsy, right? Are you on Etsy?
I am on Etsy, but people usually can contact me through Instagram.
Through
Just message me in direct, and we can go from there. I can print someone's photo. I have a few people contacted me, like, I'm shooting black and white film. Can you print darkroom print for me? And people do appreciate these like handmade. Like, I'm just literally spending time with my hands working on the photo.
It's a
like
labor
burning,
of love.
Dodging.
It's a labor of love, right?
Yeah.
Roy's going to stalk you at work. He's asking you, are you a sales rep at Downtown Camera?
I'm not. Luckily, I'm not. I'm person behind the scenes, and I'm not dealing with the customers. You can hear my voice over the phone once in a while, because I do tend to help with answering the phone calls, considering the fact that we have a huge amount of phone calls, which we prefer, because we're trying to encourage people to talk to us over the phone, not in person. With the reality of COVID, it's safer and easier way to do the business.
Yeah. So if you call, Vitalli will gladly take your phone call, unless it's Roy calling. Just joking, Roy. So do you have like a dream? Do you have like a dream film camera, Vitalli?
I don't.
Is there a dream? You don't have a dream film camera, like any kind of gear, like something that you really, really love to get?
I don't have a dream camera, but I have a dream photo to take.
You have a dream photo?
Yes.
What's the photo that you want to take?
I'm not gonna get into details, but that's like more like on a water photography, like on the water, not underwater.
Okay.
Like next to the lake or something, because like I like water in the photography. It just organically getting into the frame. But yeah,
is it Lake Ontario, or is it somewhere more exotic?
I would say more exotic.
More exotic. Okay. So something underwater. All right.
It should be somewhere like in the ocean. But yeah, there is no preference in gear. Like I can take photos with point and shoot camera. I can take photos with my camera. I did borrow a few times my friends' medium format Mamiya.
Right.
I did shoot with Bronicas. I did shoot with Hussies. But like they're just gear.
Yeah, and, you're more focused on on the photo.
Yeah, like with a great gear, you can take not very good photos, but with the just cheap point and shoot camera, you can take amazing photos. There are a few photos on our like Downtown Camera website as a test photos for our film. Some of those photos I've done myself with the just simple point and shoot camera.
Okay. Well, that's good, man. I think to a lot of people, I don't know, this is just my observations, that I think film photography can be pretty like intimidating to a lot of people. So, you know, I think again, if you're looking to get into film, you know, you can start a Downtown Camera, because they can easily break it down for you and get you started pretty simply. Just you know, just to get the ball rolling.
Yeah, like everything it takes is just one first step.
Yeah, I know. I think one year we did this like challenge where we used like a throwaway black and white film camera, like a one-time use. Yeah, disposable, and that was a lot of fun.
Like we did at some point this scavenger hunt for customers, and we did had a lot of interaction with our customers regarding film. But right now, with the reality of lockdowns and stuff, and like social gatherings and everything, it's not it's just not making life easier.
Difficult. Yeah, I know. We're one week this year, I think we should do this show like live in person together. That's a goal of 2022.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're kind of like, it's like a talk show, and we're on the same. I don't know how we're gonna do it. I'm sure we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. We have Evans. He's the live stream guy. He can.
He's our tech guy. But
I can make it happen.
Yeah, of course.
We've got everything we need to make it happen. Yeah.
All we need is with the board.
All we need is the space, and then we can make it happen.
It'd be great.
Come to Woodbridge. I've got space right here.
Yeah, and then imagine if we have like guests on too. Like we're all in the same space. I think it'd be cool. But anyway, we can always dream. It's closer than a dream. Vitalli, what are some in the Toronto area? What are some great film photography spots in your experience that you just absolutely love?
The entire Toronto is just one huge
spot. One big giant canvas waiting to be shot.
Yeah, like every corner, every street, you can find some.
Did you shoot the snowstorm on Monday?
I mean, I did walk from this Monday when it started like when it was snowing and majority of the city was like closed and no one was able to do anything.
I know.
Me and my friend, we just went for a walk around the downtown, and like we started at City Hall. So from City Hall we went down Bay Street, we went around the BMO. And got
how many people did you see? How many people did you see?
Surprisingly,
under 10?
A lot. Surprisingly, a lot. Like people were going around, wandering around, having fun. No one was bothering going to work.
No.
So yeah, a lot of people were seen. But we
did
had
you get
a
any
photo
shots?
walk. Yeah, I did finish the entire roll of film.
Roy got
like,
some too.
I didn't develop it yet.
No, we gotta wait.
So I'll wait. It's gonna age a bit in the black canister, and then like
you marinate the roll.
In a week or so, I'm gonna develop it, and then it's gonna be a complete different feeling. The surprise of what I've done. A week ago or something.
We always say like bad weather makes for great photos.
There is no such
thing. You have all that drama, right? You have all that drama, especially on Monday. Like it was crazy times.
This time I went out a little bit, but I didn't take any photos. I was more focused on video. So
I got some video.
I went out, did some video shots.
120 of the snow.
60 frames. Okay. I actually put up a shot on YouTube with that, but a little bit of the clips, but more stuff to come on that. I'm just putting up, these days, I don't know, for some reason, whenever I step out, my first instinct is to take a video.
Nothing wrong with that either.
Yeah.
I went for a walk without my camera.
Without the camera?
Yep.
Nice.
Sometimes
and then I went out later and shot sunset.
Okay.
Yeah, and we go
I was just hanging out with the kid.
Yeah, cool. Well, that's important too.
Yep.
We go to those old trains just across the road of CN Tower.
Yeah, it's a great spot, man.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when it was snowing and the wind was blowing the snow off the trains, and like
I know.
I'm just excited for those photos.
Yeah.
But it was kind of uncomfortable shooting like up to my knees in snow. Like,
up to your knee. And we're not even joking. It was up to your knees. Like it's not even a joke. Like that's how crazy.
At some point, it was up to my hip. Like,
oh wow. Hey, it's Canada. What can I say, man? What can I say? But what's your favorite season to shoot?
Actually, it's autumn.
Autumn.
Like during fall, the colors, the shapes, the shadows, and the light is so beautiful, and it casts such amazing shadows that like I just cannot stand. I'm just taking my camera and going everywhere I can.
Yes, I love fall too. So I think it's my favorite season, also just in general for life. But
that's
especially
pretty well a shared sentiment.
Yeah.
Like fall is actually amazing with the ortho film. The red light sensitive. So whenever you're going somewhere, everything that is red is becoming darker.
Okay.
And it has more of the like saturation of the mid-tones. Okay.
And how much is that film?
I would say around $15.
$15?
It's not that expensive if you're shooting one roll a month, but whenever it's
one roll a week,
even one roll 2 weeks is getting.
Yeah. That's what I mean. You really have to make sure that what you're shooting is worth it. Like, is it like roll worthy?
Usually, I would say from one roll, the rule of thumb, you'll have like 3 good photos.
Right.
You can aim for more, but it takes a lot of practice.
3 photos out of 24?
Out of 36.
36?
Yeah. Like out of 36 photos, you'll have 3 good ones like 2, maybe 4 decent ones. Everything else you will never post, never use, or. But at the same time, like practice makes it perfect. So you can get
it's all about
to
the process,
point.
right? Yeah, it's all
whenever
about
you're getting to the point of 50% of a role you're keeping, that's like your mastering.
It's always a good feeling about that. Roy is shooting black and white Kentmere 400 ASA 24, $8. Is that right, Roy? That's what he's spending.
That sounds about right. But Kentmere is more bland film. It doesn't have a lot of contrast.
Okay.
I prefer contrast. Whenever I'm shooting my acros, I have a lot of deep dark details and like pure white.
Right.
I do like these contrasts. Where in Kentmere, it's going to be medium gray.
Okay. See, there are all these like little details, right, for people that are just starting out. Like it depends on the look you want, like what you're shooting, all these like little details, with like the actual film that you're buying.
Yeah, some film has a huge range of the shadows that it can translate. Some film will be like more of the grayish side. Some people will have a lot of contrast. Some film will have none. Some film will be sensitive to the red scale of the colors. Some will be sensitive to I would say infrared. If you'll use certain film and filters. Some will be grainy, other film will be like acros is not very grainy film. So whenever you shoot acros, you have a lot of freedom zooming in and yeah.
Roy's saying Kodak Tri-X better for deeper blocks when pushed.
That is true. That is true, but you don't want to spend more money because pushing and pulling film costs like extra $3 to $5.
Okay.
And then if you're developing by yourself, it's like either you're spending more time or like you're overdeveloping or underdeveloping. So like it's
the time and money thing. The time and money thing.
It's more like a very experimental thing.
I like that. It's more an experimental thing. Like besides like talking to Downtown Camera, like are there any like resources online for people to learn more about film besides calling you, I guess, and Downtown Camera? Like are there people on YouTube and like focusing on film that
definitely there are a lot of different YouTubers, the articles. There is there are entire websites dedicated for film photography. Like everything that people need to do is just to Google.
Yeah.
And all the stuff will be just shown up. Even
are there people that you follow?
There are a few, but I don't remember their names.
Roy's an Analog Resurgence, Toronto-based YouTuber. We should get him on the show. There you go. Analog Resurgence, does that sound familiar?
I'm going to search it right now.
Yeah, let's ask this person if they're going to come on.
If you can share the screen after you'll find it, it'll be amazing.
Okay, let's see if we can find this real quick. Analog Resurgence.
43,000 subs.
Oh, just small
videos. Yeah. Analog Resurgence. Here, let me bring it up.
All right. His name is Noah.
Oh, he was working on Downtown Camera at some point. Like before we were at 55 Queen Street East.
Yeah.
He used to work in the photo lab.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he is one of our folks.
Oh, see?
Like he still comes in the store now and then.
All right, we're gonna There he is.
Yeah, that's Noah.
Okay. So yeah. Solid, man.
Yeah, he does a lot of.
Yeah, small world, Roy. That's all right. Well, we can maybe DM and see if he wants to come on. I'll mention your name, Vitalli.
Well, he probably doesn't remember me. And we were working
Yeah.
I think we were working around a week together. That's about it.
I'll mention Downtown Camera. How about that? I don't know.
Probably a good bet.
Yeah, maybe a good bet. Yeah, I don't know. It's funny because like there's so much information out there, right? It's always good to follow like the right people for like the right information and like the right advice, and because there's just so much. Like where do you even start? But
yeah, like I didn't know till like a week ago that you can do this split toning printing, like when you're using different filters on the print on the enlarger, and then you're using like one grade of filter, then another grade of filter, and it gives you completely different look. Or about almost a year ago, I learned about like overexposing then underdeveloping film. And in that case, it's going to give you completely different feeling and look of the.
Yeah, no, it's a good point.
And then no one knows.
It's like Ben's following the channel too. Analog Resurgence. Okay, Ben. Good to know. So maybe we'll just end. Well, maybe we'll just end off with this since we're pushing up against the hour. Where do you think the future of film photography is, Vitalli? Where do you think it's going to eclipse digital? Is it going to kind of be on par? Where do you think the future is?
I think it's still going to be around.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's ever going to get there at the reach of the digital anymore. It is a great media to shoot. It is more experimental media to shoot, though. Digital is ruling the world right now. You are taking your digital camera for any gig you're having. You're making money of it, and you're 100% sure. Where like with film, you never know what is the result going to be.
Yeah, it's always like it's I don't know. It's just like that anticipation. It's like, did I get it? Did I not get it? Because we're so used to like instant quick gratification, right? Like we have the result immediately, but with this, you have to like wait a week.
Yeah, so the pace of the world is getting faster and faster.
Yeah, fast and fast, man. It's immediate results, immediate information. So it's like the opposite of the world.
Yeah, film makes you to slow down and enjoy the moment.
Yeah, and look what's going on with like NFTs and all that, right? Like, I don't know, is film gonna get into like NFTs? I'm sure people must be putting up their film stuff into like NFTs. They must be.
I'm not sure. I didn't do any research on that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I would imagine people putting their film stuff into NFTs.
Why not?
Yeah, like why not? Like why wouldn't you do it?
If you've got a digital version of it, why not?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah, but then at the very end, it's still digital version.
Yeah, it's not what you went out for to shoot the film. You're doing film because you want the film. You want the
when you're doing film and then you're doing the physical printing, like the enlarging and stuff. That is completely different vibe from scanning your film and then printing from scanned digital film.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's like a clash of two worlds, like they're always kind of like this. They'll probably never stop. It'll probably always be like that,
A lot of people are not picking up their negatives. Like they are not aware what they're gonna be doing with the negatives often.
Right.
Whenever you can pick up your negatives, and even if your hard drive gonna burn or you will lose all your photos, you can always go there and like anywhere the place that will scan it for you, and you can always get your film scanned copies back, or you can always reprint it. You can always show, you can always get back to what you did.
Yeah,
it's your hard copy, the proof.
Yeah, always pick up the negatives. Always. So you're saying always pick up the negatives. Is that your advice for people?
I have my
negative, always.
I have my small negative book.
Okay.
It is very small, so it is like tons and tons and tons of negatives.
It's like an external hard drive, but not.
It is external hard.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an external hard drive that will never fail on you.
Yeah, it's gonna be always here, and like my kid's gonna see it, my grandkid's gonna see it, and then
that's
like
the beauty of it.
Dozen generations after, someone will pick up this like folder and like, what is going on here? What is this? And then like, oh, that's your ancestors were taking photos. Yeah. Actually, we do have a lot of people coming with negatives from like 40 years ago, 50 years ago, and they're like, can you scan it for me? And then they're getting surprised when they're seeing the photos of their beloved grandparents, when they were still young, and it is the joy you can find.
It will always live on. Like the hard copy will always live on. It won't crash. It won't fail. Like the hard copy will always remain. So
you just gotta store it right.
You just gotta store it correctly. Yeah, exactly. No, these are all great points. Thanks, Vitalli, for doing this. I'm sure we just cracked the surface, but if you guys have more questions, follow Vitalli on Instagram. I put his link in the chat and also in the description, so go follow him. And thanks, man, for doing this. Really appreciate it. Bryan, do you have any final thoughts?
Pardon?
Any final thoughts?
Final thoughts? I don't know if I'm a film guy, but it's interesting to hear about it. And just great information, great show. Thanks so much for being on. And thanks for everybody who was watching. I was watching the chat, and there were a bunch of people there. So, but as a non-film guy, I don't know how to pick it up.
Ben's saying the beauty's in the 6x9 slides.
Oh yeah, like slide film is basically the film that you can project on the wall, and it's going to be a perfect photo that you took. The scenery that you've seen is going to be just projected on your wall.
Wow!
And, like, it is an amazing feeling.
Solid. Ben in the chat's also a film guy, so and he's like a pretty big customer downtown, so it's all good. Evans, final thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's been an interesting conversation. Thank you, Vitalli. Maybe this year I'm gonna make it one of my goals this year to at least maybe try one roll of film. I've never done everything, but I haven't shot.
Would you do a challenge? Bryan should issue a challenge.
Yeah, probably. I'm thinking of us doing a challenge with one of those. What do you call it? The disposable.
The disposable. Yes.
Actually,
have one shoot and let's finish. But definitely, I have a light meter. I have all the stuff sitting here from years back that I haven't been using. But talking about it today makes me feel like making that a challenge. At least trying to shoot one roll of film for the year.
There you go. Mark it down. January 19th. It's happening.
Yeah. Take the dust off your cameras. Get your light meter on, and just 100%. Take one roll.
Yes, 100%. Thanks, Vitalli. Any final thoughts from you, man?
My pleasure. Thanks for having me. And anytime, whenever you guys want to know anything about film or film photography, feel free to call us at Downtown Camera.
Yeah, for sure.
And we are there to assist. Always happy to help.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. We'll do it again down the road.
Anytime.
Yeah, for sure.
Shoot me a message.
Absolutely. Vitalli, hang back. When we go up, hang back in the green room for a couple of minutes. And thanks, everyone, for watching. Make sure you like this video. This will be on Spotify tomorrow, probably. Follow us on Instagram, all that jazz. It's all in the description. And thanks for watching. And we'll see you next week for something else. Peace. Evans, outro music.
Let's go.
Evans. You're on mute.
He's on mute. He doesn't have it ready.
Okay, now we are.